Hey, I gave the name of this IRS harassment. Yeah, you know, um, and so my wife Heather there, she done her taxes up this year, as she's done before. But this year she gets a letter from the IRS saying that she needs to prove who she is. So she followed their steps and proceeded to try to prove who she was, which is completely insane since it's not like this is the first time she's ever filed her taxes. She didn't have an issue before. She followed what they said, did what they said, and then a few weeks goes by and she gets a thing in the mail saying that she still has to prove who she is. So I guess she was unable to prove herself, prove that she's a human being, prove that who she is, and even though they're taking taxes out of her payroll check, yeah, they have no problem taking money from her payroll check, right? Right. And so she gets on the phone with them and she finds out that she has to go and do a face-to-face interview with the IRS. So she gets a time set up. They give her a confirmation number. They tell her it's important that she don't lose this confirmation number. You will need this. Okay, they made her believe this confirmation number was super important. Okay, so she makes sure she has everything they told her. She'd have to have 2 forms of ID. She'd need this year's taxes she filed that they're not sending her the money for because she has to prove who she is. And the following year that she has filed taxes, she would need these forms too. So she gets it all together. She proceeds to make sure she has the confirmation number, 2 forms of ID, everything they asked for. And I took her on down there to the IRS criminal office. You know, the criminals. You know them people that was told by the Supreme Court that they couldn't take taxes from people's labor. And they went ahead and did it anyhow. And nobody ever stood up for themselves. They just bent over and shook and all scared of these thugs, these criminals, okay? She was told that she needed to be 15 minutes early because she would have to go through security. This is what she was told. So her appointment was at 1:30. So we were down there well before 1:30. We went in this building. It's in a high-rise building. Got in the elevator. Looked at their thing on the wall and found the IRS, the floor number, the blah, blah, blah. And we went to the 3rd floor of this building. And we go up in this elevator and we get to the 3rd floor. And lo and behold, their hours are 8 to 4, but they're gone for lunch, closed for lunch from 12:30 to 1:30. And she was told her appointment was at 1:30 and she needed to be 15 minutes early to that appointment. Hilarious, isn't it? When they're closed at the time that she's supposed to be there. Okay? She attempted to go check in at 1/4 after the hour, but of course she couldn't get in because they were closed. But she was there 15 minutes early, okay? So when the time came, she goes back over there and, oh my God, she got to go in. She sure did. And then she felt like a criminal. Yep. As the criminals themselves have hired an order follower, a sheep, an order follower, somebody who's looked into nothing, that walks around with a gun on his side and a security uniform. And he proceeded to have her put her arms out in the air, spread her legs a little bit, patted her down, asked her if she had any of these weapons. And then with her arms out in the air and her legs spread out, took a scanning device and scanned her for weapons. Yep. Just so she could go back and ask somebody to look at her IDs and say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're that person. That's basically all it was. She was in there a whole, 9-10 minutes at the most. And that's counting the time that she was treated like a criminal going to jail. When she had to hold out her arms. And she had to be patted down. And she had to be asked if she had any weapons. And she had to have a body scanner put on her. Looking for that gun she might be concealing or that knife she might be concealing. Now, what do you suppose the real motive of that security would be? I think that would probably be from, well, I do believe the real motive of that security would be there's some people afraid of the fact that they know that they're robbing the American public of tax money out of their labor after the Supreme Court clearly told them they couldn't. And I challenge anybody that's sound asleep at the wheel who claims this is a legit thing to go ahead and show me that law. Come on, I challenge you. Go ahead and show me the law. Send me the law dictionary that the laws wrote in that says the IRS is allowed to take taxes from your labor. Come on, show that to me. That's my open challenge to the entire public. Because this has already been tried and tried and tried. Even Aaron Russell told you there is no law. Of course there's not. Because the Supreme Court literally turned these criminals down and told them no, you cannot tax people's labor. So, but they went ahead and taxed people's labor anyhow, and seems like all these companies went right along with criminal behavior. The Supreme Court said no, and they went ahead and followed these criminals and said, okay, I'll take money out of their labor, and passed it over to them. Now here they are with offices all over the U.S., and here they are taking the common American citizen who goes to work for a part-time job. Wasn't like it was all that much money, neither. For a part-time job, and telling her that she needs to prove who she is. And when she attempts to prove who she is, that's not good enough. We need to meet you face to face. And hurry up and wait. It sounds like an airport, doesn't it? Got to be there 15 minutes before your appointment, even if we're not open. Hurry up and wait. Yeah. So that you could be made to feel like a criminal. When they tell you to put your arms out and spread your legs. And here's this thug wearing a uniform and a badge. Just like you're being arrested. And you're getting ready to go to jail. I would call that harassment. That's what I'd call that. So this is what we come to now. Huh? The actual criminals have hired themselves a sheep, a dumbass order follower, to act like a cop and make somebody feel like they're being arrested that's done nothing to nobody just because they can. And we, the people, we never stood up to these criminals. Sounds about right, doesn't it? So there you go, 2019. Innocent people being harassed by the thugs, the criminals, the mafia, the syndicate. Yep, could only happen in the land of the free, right? Right? Oh, that's right. We ain't free. That's an illusion, right? Yeah.